Hello, this is Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Numerologist, and welcome to your Capricorn new moon forecast, which comes just days before we navigate from 2016 into 2017. It's a very, very powerful new moon, and I'm also going to talk about the threshold that we're about to cross, because it's been quite a year, as you all know. So the 29th of December opens up the 11 portal. 2 plus 9 for 29 equals 11. So it's really indicative of a very powerful transition into double new beginnings, into releasing the past and walking into that initiation portal into the unknown. So there's a lot of releasing that's happening now. As you know, we're in Mercury retrograde for one. We're at the end of a 9-year cycle in a 9 universal year, which is all about letting go, letting bygones be bygones, releasing old paradigms. And on top of that, this new moon in Capricorn happens in the place in the astrology chart where Capricorn rules the 10th house, which is about your divine mission. So it's about why you're here. Why am I here? What am I here to do? You know, so this is a very important moment. Now, the date today adds up to 23. So 29, 2016 adds up to 23. 23 is the royal star of the lion number. And it's the strongest number in numerology, according to the ancient Chaldeans. So this is a preview of the strength and renewal and courage that's being born inside all of us in 2017, in that glorious code. So 23 is also about shifting. 2 plus 3 is 5. Which is the one number that sits on a rocker and faces left and right. And so it always is indicative of change and transformation and making decisions about which direction to go. So it's very fluid, and it asks you to be flexible and open to the past, open to the future, and pivoting as you stay in balance. So these two numbers, 23.5 and 29.11, together make for a very, very potent code. So now, as we go into 2017, I want to just reflect on the fact that 2016 really was not a very easy year for many people, because, you know, there's a lot in that code that was very much about letting go, and 16 is about unexpected events. So right before a very big shift any time happens in your life personally or for the world in general, there is always going to be turmoil, because it's like a sailboat changing direction. There's a lot of work and a lot of energy that goes into resetting the sails and moving the sailboat into a new direction. And that's what's happening now. We're moving into a new direction. We're giving birth. And so we feel more vulnerable. We've been feeling more vulnerable. We've been feeling more emotional, more easily triggered, because, you know, the upheaval is clearing out the energy. It's cleaning out the energy. It's creating space for new growth. So it can feel really chaotic, and it can feel confusing, right? It can feel like even like you don't have a home, like you're displaced, like where are you going? And so for many, things have ended. Whether they're relationships or new homes or new ideas or just understanding that life is no longer the way you perceived it to be. And this is good. It's very important. Now, as difficult as it's been for these changes to happen, and as important it also is for you to mourn the changes, right? You have to feel them and release them. Don't let that energy of disruption inform your life. So don't doubt, just let them happen, because as you're mourning and releasing, you are making room for the light. You're making room to breathe more easily. And that light that is coming in is allowing you to grow, right? So you're closing old ways and you're opening new ways, and there's a struggle that's going on in the meantime as you release. So now what we're going into now, what's really important to understand is that this century that we entered 16 years ago, 17 years ago, is all about integrity and truth. 21, the ancient Egyptian version of 21 means the truth shall set you free. and we're in the 21st century. And now we're pivoting from a 9-year cycle to a new 9-year cycle. And we have a lot of Aquarian energy coming through next year. So the age of Aquarius is also finally coming through much more clearly. So what we need to focus on is the fact that integrity and transparency are keywords in general for the century. So we've been dealing with being completely transparent, which is not easy because nothing can be kept secret anymore. Nothing can be hidden. And we're in the information age too, so we have access to so much more than we ever had. And so we have more power than we've ever had. And with that power comes more responsibility. And Capricorn, this new moon, is about that. It's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the karma planet, the planet of Chronos time, the planet of responsibility, of taking your mission seriously. So what you want to be responsible for now is letting all the borders that you've put up, the walls you've put up between you and the world or you and another to just fall away and to find that common ground so that you can share your life in a very open, transparent way. Because with this number 11 too, the whole message is about balance. The whole message is to walk through the gateway fearlessly and be at one with the other. The two ones are like two people, right? Two people facing each other with no barriers. And as you come together in that 11, you merge as one. And so an 11, the 1 plus 1 equals 2. So it is about two sides, right? It's about the other and you. And so you want to bring that together and create we and us instead of you and the other. And that's only possible if you are fully transparent, right? And transparency happens through clear communication. So Mercury is retrograde during this new moon. And Mercury is retrograde as we cross the threshold into the next year. And this Mercury retrograde is very, very powerful. It's in Capricorn, which is the new moon sign. It's very much about clearing out communication, but in this case, we have Mercury conjunct the new moon, meaning it's right next to it. It's at 6 degrees Capricorn. The new moon's at 7 degrees 59 minutes in Capricorn. They're very, very close together. And then we also have Pluto at 16 degrees Capricorn, the number that governs our year that we're still in. They're all together creating a stellium, a quadruple conjunction. And so Pluto is helping us to clear. Pluto is the purge planet, and Mercury is the communication planet. So as we purge our shadow, we can embrace our divine power, and wherever that takes us, we can surrender to that. And then Mercury is allowing us to speak in a positive way so that we rid ourselves of everything that's no longer useful and then realize the power of our words, the huge impact of our words, because Pluto with Mercury and the new moon is about the power of communication. So your words have a huge impact. What you say has a huge impact. So please pay attention to the words you use, whether you're writing or speaking, thinking, right? Pay attention to that because they really carry such strength and power. So you want them to be positive. You want them to be about prosperity, about joy. You want to really focus on what uplifts you and use those positive words to go to a place of healing. So anyway, let's go now to some of the other transits. I'm talking so much about, the threshold, but it's just so important because we've ended a 9-year cycle. We're going to a new one, right? So there's so much energy right now that's helping us shift. So what's also happening with this new moon is there's a beautiful sextile between Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn rules Capricorn, right? So when Saturn is activated during a Capricorn new moon, it's very powerful. Now, this sextile means that we can choose joy. We can choose to be really in a place of integrity and joy and rely on that. And there's a beautiful triangle that's being formed with Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus, where Jupiter's opposite Uranus, which is one of the defining transits of the whole year. And I discuss all of this in much more detail in my ultimate yearly forecast. So you want to look for that. It's very important for you to understand what's happening in 2017. So this triangle is starting our year, ending our year and starting our new year. So Uranus is saying break through into freedom. Jupiter is saying prepare for opportunities and joy. And Saturn is saying that you want to make sure and implement what you really want, what really uplifts you, and take responsibility for that, and don't, take your cues or let others have power over you, and make your decisions yourself, because you have the power. You need to take your life seriously and implement the joy and embrace the freedom, embrace the liberation. Then there's also Jupiter trine Venus during this new moon, which is it's like a huge gift. It's very exciting because it represents love and prosperity for Venus, and just coming together with Jupiter, the expansion, the joy. It's just really like a gift from the universe, a celebration from the universe, saying you will feel so much better in 2017 as you open up your life and share the love. So we're really fortunate that these two planets are part of this final lunation of the last 9 years, the birth really of what's coming next year. And remember, we had an 11 universal month in November. We have another 11 universal month in January. Then we have this new moon on the 29th, which is an 11. So there's a lot of 11 energy around. And 11 is a very powerful master number, always about stepping through that portal into double new beginnings. So there's so much opportunity now to let go. And the final thing I want to say is that Uranus moves direct on the day of the new moon, which is so exciting because Uranus represents the Aquarian age. Uranus is a huge part of 2017 in terms of the transits that are happening. And Uranus is about freedom and liberation and moving into a new future. So merged with that number 23, universal date, I talked about earlier, which is also about freedom, we've got a lot of focus on flying, on being free. And what sets this freedom message even more in a very grounding way is that the moon is in Aquarius as we cross the threshold. So on the 31st of December, moving into January 1st, the moon will be in Aquarius, which is so amazing. And then the eclipse is next year. Oh my God, there's so much to share. As I said, turn to my ultimate yearly forecast because I go into great detail about the amazing stuff that's going on in 2017. In any case, you can see this new moon in Capricorn and this moving over into 2017 moment is very, very beautiful, magical, a great time for you to let go and be free. And so, yes, if you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love my weeklies. They're free. You just sign up on the link below and we'll send them to your inbox every Sunday and you'll get a detailed forecast of every day of the week. So have a beautiful Capricorn new moon. Have a glorious new year, and I will see you in 2017. Thanks so much for watching.